Hey everyone, I'm Laura from the Choosing Content podcast, where I chat weekly about topics close to my heart: being content, living intentionally, and choosing joy. Thank you for joining me for today's episode. Today, I'd like to share from my heart about treasuring memories. This is hopefully one of 3 podcasts that will be shared about memories. In May of 2021, we lost my mother-in-law, Sherry, to Alzheimer's. As you can expect with this disease, her memory deteriorated, and the ability to recall what had happened through the years eventually dissipated completely at what we consider to be a young age. What surprised me about her situation, however, is that her long-term memory deteriorated just as quickly, if not faster than her short-term memory. There wasn't really a chance to revisit the years of old with her, and I was sad to have missed that. I was incredibly thankful that my in-laws had all of their photographs in boxes, mostly labeled by year. As we traveled in time through the boxes, there were some very sweet photos of friends and family, but we didn't know who they were. As of yet, I haven't found very many physical memories like baby blankets, although I do have my husband's baby book. It will take some time to work our way through memories and piece them together for a timeline of things we'd like to know about. Interestingly enough, the memories that my husband misses most are actually recipes. The dressing that was made at the holidays, a special cheese dip made from Kraft Singles, and a spoonful of hot sauce. There are a few treasured recipes that are missing, most likely tossed in the trash after cleaning up from dinner. Fortunately, my sister-in-law came into the family much younger than I did. She started dating my brother-in-law in her teens, so she knows a lot more information about that kind of stuff and can connect things much better than I can. I'm thankful for that. We are still, however, trying to duplicate her chocolate chip cookie recipe. That has been a long 3-year project. My paternal grandmother, who is with us at 92, created a photo album for each of her children that was labeled, and assigned a drawer in the guest room to each grandchild. On my daughter's 2nd birthday, my grandfather brought 2 bags to me. He said that my grandmother insisted it was time for me to get my drawer. He was apologetic because he didn't know what all the stuff was about. As I opened the bags, I knew instantly what almost every item was: my dad's baby blanket, utensils, one of my great-grandmother's Bibles, and a few other personal treasures. At my request, my grandmother once spent an entire summer teaching me how to make her special berry dessert. Y'all, I haven't quite been able to retain that one, but it is so good. And her enchiladas. Oh, the enchiladas. She also taught me how to lay out a quilt that summer. These were special things to me. She didn't tell lots of stories about her childhood, but she wrote and typed out stories about cousin horses, for which we absolutely were in love with her. Spoiler alert, it was about us, just in horse form. Those were the horse stories. On the other hand, my maternal grandmother saved almost everything. As children, we could play with Barbies from the 60s, or sew on my mother's sewing machine that she got when she was about 9. I wish we had a box of the best memories. Through the years, hurricanes, floods, and the element have taken lots of the physical memories away. However, one of my favorite things about my maternal grandmother is that she would tell us stories from yesteryear. These are just as important as the physical treasures. She talked about being at the drive-in movies with my grandfather while they were dating. That's a funny story for another time. The times they would get up in the middle of the night with my mom as a toddler and go eat pancakes out, just for something special. And she talked about God answering prayers for them. I need to write these down and check with my family to make sure I get as much as possible right. This tough cookie didn't share recipes. I remember at the time being so frustrated, but the more I cook, I realize it's probably because she went with her soul far more than a recipe. Each of these ladies are leaving me with a reminder of caring for and placing value on things that are, well, important. They can be a photograph, a family Bible, a story. They are all treasures. Today I'm considering what memories I am leaving for my family. Each of these ladies spent time curating memories for the next generation. What family recipes will our daughter want? When she opens a box, what memories will be enough to let her know of her heritage without bogging her down in things? Will there be enough evidence to prove that our family has served the Lord? All of these ladies prayed diligently over their families. In and of itself, that's a treasure. My mother-in-law wrote her prayers out. My maternal grandmother served her local assembly well. My paternal grandmother studied God's Word intently. If we don't share, the next generation won't know what history they have. I value memories, even though we may lose them over the years. Nobody talks about that. They say things like, just cherish the memories. The reality is that you might need a trigger like a photo or a smell to help a memory emerge. And sometimes memories are simply lost. It's okay, despite it being sad. The most important thing we can do is simply to instill values which do not come with an expiration date. They become a part of our character. The truth is that our memories are special. They are reminders of lessons learned, good times, and God's faithfulness. In biblical times, an altar was made, often with a name. There was a physical reminder of a prayer that was made or what God had done. In some ways, I think of it as a memory box. We are making a memory box to show the goodness of God, that we have been blessed, and these are our memories. Again, this is Laura from the Choosing Content podcast. I hope to meet you back here next week. Now, let's go find the good today.